It is finally time for
Colonial time.
Colonial time. That was weird. That's fine. Make
good.
that look good too, Efren. Thank you. Colonial time. JMU is rolling, and road teams continue to stun their host. That is the overarching theme in the CAA through, where are we at now, week 8? Through 7 weeks.
7 weeks,
That's
yeah.
the prevailing theme, I think, from week to week.
Crazy.
JMU, obviously, last week, they have Villanova in the house. Biggest FCS game, maybe of the season, definitely of the week. Villanova jumps out to a lead, 24-17, into the second half, and all JMU does is what they always do, which is find a way to win.
Yep. They get the big pick 6 from MJ Hamilton, and then another stop, and then a score, and that was the icing on the cake.
Their third straight victory over a ranked opponent, so it's kind of becoming old hat for them.
Oh, for sure.
And you almost keep waiting for somebody to have that, because it's not – teams have played with JMU now for three quarters. It's that fourth quarter where JMU just has the killer instinct to close out a game, and they've yet to come up against somebody who can go toe-to-toe with them in that final period.
Yeah, and, I mean, they've been the team to beat in the CAA for a long time, and
Ain't for no
it's
reason.
going to be no different this year.
You're right about the pick 6. It was 24-all even at that point.
Yep.
Nova's going in.
And Nova was on, like, the 25-yard line.
They're driving.
Yep.
Tough spot there for our man Daniel Smith to throw it to the wrong color shirt. He did just that, and JMU ran away from Villanova. Look, I was also impressed with Villanova.
For sure.
Just like I was impressed with Stony Brook for hanging in there with JMU. Ben Tanucci threw for 216 yards and 3 touchdowns for JMU. 216, not a crazy total, but again, it was the running game that was the difference for JMU in that game. Latrell Palmer, career high 103 on 6 carries. I can't get the features assigned on the JMU running backs fast enough, because every week there's a new guy who pops up and flashes, and you're like, oh my God, who's that?
Can you imagine if you're trying to play fantasy football and you have one of the
They're the
JMU
Patriots,
running backs?
Dude. They're the worst. No, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, Nova, obviously, opposite style coming in. They lean on one back. That one back was Justin Covington. Now Justin Covington's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I really hate to see it. The second CAA back with Shane Simpson that has suffered a torn ACL and is really going to take a toll on that team. Yeah, absolutely hate to see it, and hopefully Villanova can find an answer there.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough at this level to lose a player that good. And we saw it with Towson. They've looked a lot different since Shane went out. You hope that Nova doesn't look that much different without Covington, but God, he's a good player. My question is, with Covington now out, and obviously Simpson out at Towson, what we thought we knew about the CAA preseason, and then what we thought we knew about the CAA even a week ago, it seems like it continues to change. My question to you, is there anybody in the league, as we head into week 8, that can take the conference championship away for JMU? It's very much theirs to lose at this point.
I'm not sure that there is. Maybe when you look at who's catching fire right now, and that's New Hampshire. They start 0-2. It looks like it's going to be a rough year. Coach McDonald dealing with his health issues, and Ricky Santos stepping up, and then all of a sudden, boom, they've won 4 in a row. And you look at the way the schedule sets up. You have Delaware, or you're on the road at Delaware this week. I don't know who's going to be playing quarterback for the Blue Hens. Nolan Henderson left the game with what looked like, obviously, a head injury.
Yeah, it's going to be Keogh.
Yeah, and that didn't go so well against Elon. And then you have Villanova and JMU in back-to-back weeks. So that kind of, in my opinion, that's the team that can do this. But I don't know if they're up to the challenge that JMU is.
The toughest thing about it is, agreed. But not only that, now it's not enough for a Villanova or an Albany or Richmond to run the table. Because if you run the table with the one loss, you're going to need JMU to fall a second time. Now, in the case of Richmond, they've got JMU head-to-head. They basically have got everything in front of them. So the question becomes then, do you think that Richmond has something for JMU, or are we just trying to find a storyline here?
I think we might be reaching for a storyline a little bit. I like the Richmond defense. I don't know if the offense can do enough against that JMU defense to keep them in the game. That's the biggest thing for me with that.
Sure. Well, one thing I can say, 5 teams again in the top 25, yet again. I think 5 more receiving votes. CAA race notwithstanding, they're basically 3/4 of the league still with a playoff shot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You mentioned New Hampshire. They're red hot. They have an opportunity at Delaware this week. Nolan Henderson not going to play. So that this morning, the 2 deep came out. It's got Keogh atop the depth chart. Henderson will not play. They got to bounce back from a rough showing last week at Elon. And a couple other teams that really, I think, have an outside shot at making some noise, and one of them might surprise you. But Albany, obviously everybody's been very impressed with them. Great quarterback play, really good on the outside. Rhode Island's not dead yet.
No.
Rhode Island is not dead yet. If you watch them play Virginia Tech, you saw an offense that really had its way with the Hokies for the better part of the game. The final score doesn't necessarily reflect what the game actually looked like. There were multiple times that the Rhode Island offense would get down near that red area on the field and then kind of bog down, go to field goals. Some breaks on the part of Virginia Tech, quite frankly. But impressed with the quarterback play, impressed with the wide receivers. Aaron Parker and Isaiah Coulter pretty much had their way with Virginia Tech in that game. And then on the other side, again, with Albany, it's Juwan Green and Jarrah Reeves.
That game should be a lot of fun. It's the 2 best passing offenses in the CAA. And 2 quarterbacks that like to sling it around. They're really good wide receivers. And, you mentioned Rhode Island. They're 1-5 on the year. 2 of the losses are to Power 5 teams on the road at Ohio.
Absolutely.
On the road to Virginia Tech. And then the other losses to Stony Brook, 31-27 on a touchdown in the final 15 seconds.
Frankly, I believe Stony Brook is the second best team in the CAA right now.
Yeah.
With Covington out, I think they are the second best team in the league, toe-to-toe.
And then New Hampshire by 3, Delaware by 8 in triple overtime.
That's what I'm saying.
They're right there with every single team
they
they
could
play.
very easily have a much different story right now.
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is there's enough conference play left ahead of us. If URI can get right, they're right there for a playoff berth too, despite you look at their record and you think that they're probably cooked. And I would even go as far as to say, given the way that everything is played out in the CAA all year long, road teams picking up wins in spots you don't expect, a team gets ranked, they look really hot, and then what happens? New Hampshire not included because they just keep winning. The team gets hot, we start talking about them, and then ultimately they have a trip up. I think it's a really tough spot for Albany coming off an emotional victory, and then you've got Rhode Island coming to play you kind of like Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I think I might go as far as to say that URI goes ahead and gets the upset win.
That's a sneaky spot to be in.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the CAA race, the playoff race, it's all heating up. You know where to find all the action. FloFootball.com, the Flo Sports app. Yet again this week, we've got a great lineup of games. We've got New Hampshire and Delaware, live on Flo. We got Rhode Island and Albany, live on Flo. We got JMU and William and Mary. Where's that at?
Live on Flo.
What about Bucknell and Towson?
That's live on Flo.
Also live on Flo. And Yale versus Richmond,
live
on Flo.
Yep, that one's Saturday night.
That was going to be a good one. I'm very excited about that one. My Spiders are really stepping up for me right now. Much appreciated. So, yeah, we're making this really easy on you. All the content's on FloFootball.com. We have awesome features coming out all week from Roger Brown, Kyle Kinsing, and the boys. Again, all the games are live. If you haven't used the app, I highly recommend it. You just flip through.
So easy, yeah.
From one game to the next. It's the only place that you can keep up with all of the easy for me to say, CAA action across the board. And, if you like computers, you can always just open your laptop, go to FloFootball.com. Kyle and I are going to work on talking for the rest of the day, and we'll be back for more next week.